What's going on, everybody? I just want to give you a quick run through on some of the detailed stuff that I have been building in Valheim. Some of the things that you can use to look like other stuff, I guess. I guess I'm gonna start with the smaller stuff. So I've got a bookshelf here. There's no books in the game at all, so I decided to use item stands. And if you do it right, you can line them all up. Go into the item stand, wrong one. And you can spin them so they look like books. The next one would be the crate. You can either create an open crate or a closed crate. I just use the signs, turn them sideways, line them up. And then for the bottom or top, you'd use the single floor panel. You can cover it up. Or you could put item stands inside there and it look like a storage crate. The next piece would, I guess, be support beams. It doesn't really add any stability at all, but it does give a nice look to it. The next one would be a torch or some kind of lantern, I guess, for like a street light. And all I used was the log poles. You line them all up, and then you just put the hanging brazier on the end of it. The next piece would be curtains for a window. If you line this all up right, and it all comes down to lining things up, really, for the detail. But we'll grab the green banner again, and then I'll show you how I did this. So you got this small piece of the wall, and if you hold your shift button, I don't know if you, for the default, it's shift, and then you go to the upper piece to line it up just outside of the wall so you can't see it anymore. Then after that, you can just put the logs back up on it, and you can't actually see it anymore. So it looks like curtains in the window. Another storage piece going back from the second one that I showed would just be the cart. You just put random stuff in the cart and it will look like storage. So that's a simple one. The next one would be, I guess, a target dummy. If you wanted to make something like that or some kind of scarecrow. A lot of it's going to come down to using your beams and your poles. The poles are going to be big. The beams are going to be big. The beams you can actually use to create stairs. If you do it right, you line them all up. Go through, and shift is going to be a huge piece. So it gives you that freedom away from the snapping. Snapping helps a lot too, but your freedom of like lining things up right is going to be where you're going to get a lot of your detail. So what I do here for this piece is we'll do it with this one. So you can put this post here and you line that one up like that. You got that nice T. But we come down and we want the piece to be shorter, or I don't know, that's pretty well even. A lot of like this, how I got the item stand inside the post. It comes down to lining up with the shift again. You line that shift up. See how it's out of the bounds of where it would snap to. Then you would come back in, put the item stand there. Put this piece over it, and then delete the back piece. So it's just kind of a filler until you get your item stand where you want it to be. Item stands are going to be huge for detail. As far as like pretty much anything goes. You get the decorations on the walls, the item stands. If you put like, I've got turnip stew on an item stand, so it looks like somebody was legitimately having dinner right here. And it's, a lot of it is going to come down to the details that you'll find on like tables or bookshelves, stuff like that. I'm hoping that in the next patches and before they release the game, they give us a lot more freedom with different objects, because there are some objects that you can't actually put on stands. The next piece, I guess, I've seen a lot of people doing this for detail of a throne or some kind of a chair, but I went through and took it a step further with pretty much anything you could find in the game. So I've used the what is that, the ward, for kind of like just a protector of the throne, just something for detail, I guess, just some kind of something not plain. Then I've got the skulls over the top, the trophy stands, the braziers hanging from the dragons, sculpted out of wood. I mean, it really comes down to what you can really think of how you want to piece it together. I've also got another setup with Scarecrow. I've got the Wraith trophy, and it's simple. A lot of, like, I don't know if you'll find the Jacko turnip in the game other than with creative. I could be wrong. I have yet to find it, but I haven't gone all the way to the end of the game. But that's about all I have for detailed creativity, things that you can do. I guess this one isn't, I didn't point this out. I used iron gates in front of this. I just placed them down before I put the floor in. But using things for what they're not actually meant to be used for is where you're going to get a lot of detail. But I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Oh, and I almost forgot. I stream live on Twitch as well. You can find the link in the description below. I'd appreciate it if anybody stopped by, maybe give me some more ideas on some videos, maybe things you guys would like to see, things I could create, anything of that nature. Thank you guys.